identify way more with what people call like an empath. You know, like an empath, they say like that's like a common like narcissist empath relationship where...
What the fuck did I just hear? That's like saying you're half pregnant. It doesn't exist. What is going on, fam? Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, we're going to be bringing back Shay Rowbottom into this little segment. Now, a while back, I did release a video talking about how talk therapy isn't bogus because she decided to make a video saying that traditional talk therapy is bogus. I don't believe that there's a life coach that can treat something that's pervasive like borderline personality disorder, let alone something that's very profound such as bipolar disorder, which yours truly has, but I am high functioning. I'm actually very aware. Nonetheless, I also am going to preface this video that I am no way defaming, slandering, or trying to initiate any sort of defamation of character or libel. This is all in my professional opinion, and there's just a comedic side to me releasing this video. So right now, we have Shay Rowbottom talking about a narcissistic empath. And if you watched my last video, the question that I had to ask for all of us, anybody who's her audience and my audience, is, are you a narcissist? That's an open-ended question. Is it? I don't know. Let's go ahead and find out.
A lot of people get into romantic relationships with narcissists because they themselves are very empathic, and narcissists seek out empaths to destroy. Essentially, they're like really easy to manipulate because they're gonna always see the good in them, justify like, oh well, it's not really that bad. So I definitely identify with being an empath, but very narcissistic tendencies.
Okay, so that particular word is the first time I've ever heard the word empath. Shay, I don't know if that was your life coach telling you what an empath is, but I'm going to go ahead and bring down what an empath is for our audience. So in essence, an empath, loose quote, paraphrase, whatever the hell you want to call it, is an individual that's highly sensitive to the other people around them regards or in relation to their feelings and emotions. So much that they end up taking the expense of another person's feelings or emotions at their cost. So if you're saying that you're an empath, that means you're so empathic, you're so, let me try to help you in a way, right? So we have to play this play-by-play scenario that you try to take the burden from them. It's not sympathy, meaning that you understand somebody. It's, oh, empathy, where I've been in your shoes before. Let me try to take that away from you.
I mean, I could lie, I could manipulate, I could be really cold. So a lot of it also came from facing myself and realizing like, dude, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I able to be this way? And where's this coming from?
So you mean to tell me that you can take the feelings and thoughts of somebody else at your own expense? In contrast, you could also be very cold, callous, manipulative. You can lie. That's like saying you're half pregnant. That's like saying exactly what a quote-unquote someone with narcissistic personality disorder would do in theory if that's what you did or did not have. And if I have to go back to the original video where you said that traditional talk therapy is bogus, in speculation, someone with narcissistic personality disorder is not going to find therapeutic services with any kind of therapy or medication because they're always going to say, I don't need it. They're always going to say, I'm too good for that. They're always going to say, therapy? What is therapy? Now, there is a lot going on in this particular video, fam. Like, to the audience that's watching, I do not want you to ever be under the impression that therapy is bogus. As a matter of fact, I condone for you to get therapy. For you, the woman or man who's in a narcissistic relationship, holy fuck, do you need help? Like, I empathize with you because, one, I also dated somebody with narcissistic personality disorder, and on top of that, I also dated somebody with borderline personality disorder, and holy hell, was that just like, I hate you, don't leave me, relationship? Dude, I completely understand. With narcissists itself, they lack empathy, they're grandiose, They are callous. They are cold. They do manipulate. It's called gaslighting. So was that original video that talk therapy is bogus, was that a form of gaslighting to the audience to say, hey, let's spend more money on a life coach or an executive coach, which costs thousands of dollars? Obviously, if you look at ClickFunnels and what these people are doing online in the internet, dude, like literally, I probably spend maybe $100 for 4 sessions with one of my therapists per month. That's it. That's all I pay, because it's fucking cheap if you know how to shop. And if you find the right one, it's good for you. But then it gets into something a little bit deeper. Let's go ahead and check that out.
So, I do identify more with an empath, but with narcissistic tendencies. I believe narcissists are victims. You know, they're hurt. That's why they end up that way. Yeah. I don't believe my parents had much of a chance coming out of the upbringings that they came out of. And it's just a generational curse that goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so she identifies as an empath with narcissistic tendencies. It sounds like half pregnant. It doesn't exist. You either are or you're not. But I do want to establish the premise that we all have narcissistic tendencies, but it's not when it's pervasive to somebody's life. That's the question at hand. I don't know Shay Rowbottom. And truth be told, because she says that traditional talk therapy is bogus, I would never want to work with her, because somebody who actually needs therapy, because I am high functioning bipolar disorder and I need the meds and I need the psychotherapy to get me through my day-to-day functioning. Well, the fact that she finds the talk therapy, I find that now, if I were to work with her, in theory, that she would find that it's bogus. She says, oh, in theory, it's bogus. Like, you don't need it. Let me get you an executive coach. That motherfucker is not going to be able to get me the meds I need. But that is another story for another time. So we can conclude that the reason why she has these narcissistic tendencies is because of a childhood upbringing. That's very true. And I'm going to give you a little information about myself. A couple of years ago, I was well on my way to have full-blown narcissistic personality disorder. Not only that, on top of a mood disorder that I didn't know I have. Because I was entitled, because I had this almost master's degree, because I was better than my peers, because I graduated college early and I started a business and I'm making more money than them and they're still in college. And of course, the way I was brought up, where we needed to have better cars every year and we needed to have the brand name clothes and all this stuff like that. Well, eventually external factors coming in, even though I'm depressed deep down, that will create over time narcissistic personality disorder, because it was as if I could only feel rewarded when I got an external reward. Now, when I get some sort of gift, I've disassociated myself with that dopamine hit. As a matter of fact, if someone were to get me let's say a Versace jacket, I'd be like, oh, cool, thanks. I've never had one of these. As opposed to if you got me something that was related to Comic-Con or Dragon Ball Z or Deadpool or anything like that, I'd be fucking fantastic, because those are the things I know you know me as a person, not trying to feed me with a brand name. But with this narcissistic empath theory, whatever the hell you want to call it, which is the equivalent to being half pregnant, you can't. I find that if you're looking at this, please, please, please do not always take someone's opinion about therapy as your end-all, be-all. There's a different types of therapy. I will post a link down in the description. I will also post a link about narcissistic personality disorder and why they struggle with therapy. And it's not even based on that. And again, this was based on my professional opinion. This is by no way for me to slander Shay Rowbottom or what she does. I think she's really good as a LinkedIn marketer for what she does. I think she should get back in her lane if you want to talk about therapy and mental health and that kind of stuff. Because if there is one person that I know for sure knows this front to back, not only as an administrator, but as a patient, also because I have 9 mentors in this industry, get back in your lane, Shay. That's all I gotta say. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you leave that down below. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm now LinkedIn, Pinterest, Tumblr, and TikTok. Also on YouTube. Until next time, guys, stay tuned. Take care.